Record your intro.
Hello, gamers! It is I, Aiden, the sexiest man on the internet, don't fact check that. And today, we are discussing DPP IU, aka DPP Imaginary Used, which used to be an imaginary tier, but Fish and I have gotten really obsessed with playing it lately, so we wanted to discuss it, our thoughts in the metagame, how our opinions on the tiers differ between one another. So I think this will be really fun. I've been like really obsessive with pushing the metagame further, discussing it further. Fish has been responsible for a lot of the like metagame discoveries. I've just been playing a lot.
Yeah. 58 teams built.
Yeah,
It's a problem. I need help. I have exams in like 3 weeks.
I only have 7.
Oh man. Alright.
Yeah, so how this is gonna work is that we're gonna pick a Pokemon, then we'll compare and contrast our opinions.
Should we discuss like what rose and dropped? Or are we gonna do that per mon?
We'll do that like per mon. Because the rises and drops aren't something that have actually like, or they aren't official yet because we haven't posted a tournament yet.
No, I meant like from SU.
Oh, from SU. Yeah, we probably should mention that. I think we should go over those Pokemon before we talk about all the other. So the drops were Butterfree, Corsola,
Wartortle, Magcargo.
Yeah, Magcargo and Wartortle. So those are Pokemon who used to be SU, but they dropped in the recent tournament. There are also 3 Pokemon who rose to SU, those being Machop, Onix, and
Badu?
Yeah, Badu.
Wow.
And compared to the last tournament that we held, the last IU tournament we held ages ago. So Pokemon rose from that shift as well, though the main ones being Cherim, Croconaw, and Pupitar, who have been SU for like over a year now. Well, almost a year now. But
am I going insane? Or did Pinecone rise?
Pineco rose as well, yeah. I forget about it, because Pineco feels like it should have always been SU.
Spikes.
Yeah, spikes are very good. Even though we haven't found a use for it yet, I do think that Snorunt will eventually have a niche in IU, no matter how long it takes for us to find it.
That's like insane asylum talk. We will find a niche for the Snorunt.
Yeah, it'll happen eventually. It hasn't happened yet though. It's currently none of us have even thought about it.
I do have a team with it.
Oh, okay.
But I haven't tried it. I'm not going to discuss it because I don't want to give them competitive advantage to you.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, so out of all the Pokemon that dropped, the one that is pretty obviously the best is Wartortle. I think that Wartortle... I'm actually going to remove this S- tier because I personally don't have... Because I personally won't be using it. I think Wartortle is an A+ Pokemon. It is the best water type in the metagame, and just generally one of the best Pokemon in the metagame as a whole. Like, it's very good.
It's very good. This is more of a me thing. This is just how I like building. I don't think Wartortle is the best water. We'll get to what I think is the best water. Yeah. But I can recognize it's very good. It's very good.
Oh yeah, it's either 1 or 2. Because there is another water that is very strong as well.
Honestly, I've just not used Wartortle that much, so I'm just gonna let you talk about it. What does Wartortle do?
Wartortle it can do a lot of things. It's the most reliable Rapid Spin user, which I don't tend to rate Rapid Spin a ton, but when spinning is as easy to do as it is in this tier, because we have 3 very good Rapid Spinners in this tier, Wartortle, Staryu, and Anorith. It means that Wartortle is able to get spins off pretty easily. If you give it a defensive investment, then it pretty much prevents rocks for the entire game. If you don't want to run a defensive set though, because I think the defensive sets are generally a lot more limited. You can only really run those on like more stally balancing teams, which are very viable, don't get me wrong, but in my opinion, the best way to run Wartortle is as an offensive Pokemon that has Rapid Spin as a backup option. So as a bulky attacker, it does a great job at taking hits, and it does a surprising amount of damage too. Like, this thing has damage that is pretty much very similar to Wailmer, which is a Pokemon that we used to use a lot as like an offensive breaker, which I think is really funny. So
Big
even though
whale.
War Turtle doesn't hit quite as hard as like Staryu, War Turtle can take quite a lot more heat. And so like just does a very good job at that tank role. In a lot of ways, it's basically like SU Octillery, but it can spin.
Yeah, I can see that. I feel like Octillery gets way more sets, but yeah,
Yeah,
I
Octillery
can
is
see
also a
it.
lot stronger than War Turtle is, but it was to give a general
Oh,
idea of comparison-wise.
yeah. It just to speak on my very little usage of War Turtle. On the whole, Stolier, Balancier teams where War Turtle can feel a bit passive, I have tried using Refresh War Turtle
Mm-hmm.
just to make sure that you don't get Toxic, don't get Willowed. Because that, I feel, again, with only really the more defensively sets, but once War Turtle with those defensive sets gets Toxic, gets even burned, it loses a lot of its defensive value.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like Refresh is a very good move too, because Toxic has 16 PP and Refresh has 32 PP, so you basically outstall Toxic for the entire game.
Yeah.
So yeah, the War Turtle is definitely a staple of this tier. I think it's a Pokemon that I'd recommend on honestly any team style, depending on what your team needs. If your team has too many slow Pokemon, I definitely say you should go for Staryu over War Turtle, but they're more like alternatives that are about as good as each other, in my opinion.
Yeah. I would also place it A plus.
Fair enough.
It's a very good one.
Mm-hmm. So then, I guess since we're talking about the Pokemon who dropped from SU to IU, I think the Pokemon that I'm most interested in talking about next is Corsola, because I think Corsola is just better than Magcargo in this meta.
Corsola's weird. I very much have not used it. I've only used it on 5 teams. Whoa, but I see what it is. It's Recover. It's Stealth Rock. It's Toxic. It's Surf or Earth Power, depending on the team. Yada. It's a rock. You check massive quotation marks. Check the normals, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I see the vision. I'm just much more of a Graveler guy.
Yeah, because Graveler has a much better offensive presence. With yeah, like the main issue with Corsola is that it's relatively passive. The only things you're really going to be hitting offensively are Magcargo and Graveler, because that's all that Surf can really do when you're not investing in your special attack at all. And like Corsola never wants to invest in special attack because it needs the defense to shrug off normals. Unlike Bastiodon and Graveler, who are more so short-term answers to normal, Corsola gets Recover, so Corsola is by far the best rock type for balance and stall teams, especially since it has Natural Cure, so unlike Magcargo, it doesn't have to worry about getting statused. It's also not Stealth Rock weak like Magcargo is.
Yeah.
So when it comes to lasting throughout a game, Corsola is your best option rock type wise, but on every other team style, Corsola definitely isn't the greatest option. I think it's a solid A- Pokemon. It has a very defined, very good role. However, that role is also not like the best role by any means. It's a very good option though.
Yeah, I would put it A, but semantics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I think it's because I generally rank the rocks lower than you do.
I'm a rock stan. I'm just looking at my own tier list, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4 of the rocks above B plus.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, mainly because I just build more teams.
Mm-hmm.
Who are we discussing next? Should we get the broken normal out of the way?
Yeah, we may as well just do that now before we talk about the rest of the SU to IU drops. Damn.
Yeah.
I swear I'm hearing thunder out of my but it's not raining outside. Anyway, Apom is broken.
Apom is so stupid.
Yeah, because I used to have a stance when it comes to IU just being a list of like league of Pokemon that aren't SU. So I was anti-ban things in IU. Which is funny because we've had Seeking banned from IU for like over a year at this point. But after seeing how disgusting Apom is, yeah, I think the tier would be better with it gone. So like you slap a Choice Scarf on it, it spams U-turn on everything that it checks. And then in the late game, it just spams Double Edge and nothing can stop it except for like a Krogunk Vacuum Wave.
Or other Apom.
Yeah, or other Apom, or being that one crackhead who runs Meowth for some reason.
Who would do that? I would never.
I wonder who their name is.
Could begin with an F.
Yeah.
Or Poliwhirl. Or Poliwhirl.
The thing is, too, is that, like, Choice Scarf may be the most consistent, easy-to-fit Apom set, but it's not the only one. The most rewarding set's probably Choice Band, because it has the most immediate breaking power. Hell, you can even go for a Fake-Out lead. Thank God Baton Pass is banned, otherwise I'd be doing bullshit with that.
It's a very stupid one. And it's not even that it's just a fast, strong attacker that also has U-turn on its chase. It's got really random coverage moves. If you want to check course, like, sure, just throw on Seed Bomb. Choice Band, like, 2 shots, I think. I need to check that.
Like, the fact that it gets Seed Bomb is crazy. Brick Break for Bastiodon, too. It is so stupid. Shadow Claw even hits Duskull, so not even fucking Duskull is safe. Like...
And again, even if you were to, like, have the perfect team of Duskull, Bastion, Corsola, which sounds so passive, so bad. Like, that Apom just U-turns on them. It's as simple as that.
U-turn is such a ridiculously strong move, too. Because I remember there was a huge complaint back when Baton Pass was legal in SU of how insanely strong Lopunny was with the pivot move. And then we discovered the whole, like, sub-pass and how bullshit that is.
Yeah. I've just run the calc. 252 bold Corsola is not it's just 2-shot by Apom with Seed Bomb. Not even Choice Band, not even Silk Star.
Wow.
Just it's disgusting.
Yeah, CB has to be an Oko too. It just has to be. Because I vividly remember getting Oko'd by an Apom Seed Bomb in a game once.
Choice Band. It would have to be adamant Apom.
Is it a Oko of Stealth Rock though?
If it's adamant stealth with Stealth Rock up, it's an 81% chance.
Ah, okay. So it's close enough to an Oko for a chipped Corsola to very much be dead.
One U-turn and then boom, that's the game.
Yeah.
Well, what a cool and fun mon. I would also put it as
like it is ridiculously broken.
And the thing is, the Choice Scarf and Choice Band aren't the only sets. I've tried a Silk Scarf Taunt lead on a Hyper Offense to beat Anorith. I've seen Val run Life Orb Apom, which messed me up because it's like, oh, I can no longer try this with Bastion on because it's just gonna break me. Oh no.
Yeah.
I blame Big Smoke on.
Yeah, so then the I guess the next Pokemon that naturally makes sense to bring up is Magcargo. I already mentioned it, but I think Magcargo is a step below Corsola. It's quite a good Pokemon. Like it feels more like it's a Pokemon that you want to use explicitly if you want to punish Apom U-turns with Flame Body. Otherwise, it's just kind of worse than the other options because it's Stealth Rock weak.
Yeah. All the other rocks have, like, unique traits going for each other. Magcargo is just Flame Body and Hopes and Prayers.
Yeah, I don't really like relying on a Flame Body proc either. It's part of why I stopped really enjoying it in SU, because it used to be very viable in SU, but then as the metagame developed, just having to rely on that 30% chance and realizing that's the best part of it got so annoying.
It's just yeah, just like compared to, let's say, Gen 9 Moltres. Moltres, one, heavy duty boots, so it doesn't have to worry about rocks.
Mm-hmm.
But Moltres still hits hard and still can do stuff, and it has U-turn
Yeah.
outside of just trying to proc Flame Body. That's why it gets so many opportunities to proc Flame Body. Mercargo can. Mercargo just sits there and takes the hit and then dies. I've tried so many ways to try and make this thing less passive. Well, not less passive, but like better,
Mm-hmm.
and none of them worked. Protect, protect. That's the only one I can remember. It's got recover, you know.
Yeah, so it's kind of be a budget corselet.
Oh, that's the other one. I tried pairing it with Parasect and Poliwhirl
Mm-hmm.
because, well, no, can't be Poliwhirl. Parasect because Parasect has Pursuit. So the idea was you lure in the water, and then you try and Pursuit Trap. It did work that well.
Yeah.
It is a way to use Mercargo.
Mm-hmm.
A good
Yeah,
way.
so where would you put it?
I put a B plus. It's perfectly fine.
Yeah, it's alright. So then...
Right.
Alright, so I guess
Should we discuss
Butterfree is the
Parasite?
next one to talk about.
Oh, Butterfree. Oh, Butterfree. I haven't seen a single Butterfree.
I haven't seen a single
I'm good.
Butterfree either. I'm putting it C plus out of like just the respect that it has the stats to maybe do something. I'm not super optimistic about it though.
I do have a Butterfree team somewhere. I do remember building it. Butterfree. I have one Butterfree team, and yep, that's about what I expected. Choice Scarf, Dunsmore. Yeah, I'm also
Yeah.
gonna just throw in C. Just throw in C. It's not good. What does it have over the other bug flyings? Vespiquen has bulk, heavy quotation marks. Waltham is offensive. Masquerade is not great.
Yeah.
Butterfree is literally Psychic and Stun Spore. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so then now that we're done discussing the SU drops, we can now move on to more proper IUmons. And the one that I want to discuss first is Staryu, because we already discussed it earlier. It's basically just your faster, less bulky Wartortle, and it's about as good as Wartortle.
I am a Staryu stan. It is up there with Apipom on how many teams I use. I love that it above Wartortle and A+. I can recognize it's a very how I play type of thing where I like fast offensive Pokemon that allow me to play the game at my pace.
Yeah.
But I can recognize its fault. Taking 44% or something like that from Clefairy Seismic Toss is insane.
Mm-hmm.
But it does so many things, and I love it for it. It does T-Wave, it does Spin, it does Specs well, assuming you don't run into Water Absorb, but that can be dealt with relatively easily with pairing of grasses. And yeah, and it just being a mono water type with not even good bulk, but passable enough bulk that it can switch it once, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
It's just too good. It's too good. I've even tried Life Orb, Expert Bell, quite like those with Hidden Power Fighting to two-shot Clefable after a 10% chip. You can't get the chip through rocks, but the idea is there. Life Orb just to break things, I think, is genuinely quite amazing. But again, recognizing faults. Running into a grass is really bad. And 4-move sort syndrome. So many times I've been wanting to run Surf, Ice Beam, T-Bolt, Recover, Rapid Spin, T-Wave. It's it's just really bad when you miss out on one of those.
Yeah. So then, yeah, so I'll let you pick a Pokemon to discuss now.
Oh, I get to pick a Pokemon. Why don't we talk about one of the ones I've been using a lot? Poliwhirl.
Yeah. Poliwhirl is down here now. G2 Ruby. No, I'm joking around.
Shut up. Poliwhirl is an interesting one, I must admit. It's not like I like it a lot. It's a choice scarfer who outspeeds Poliwhirl, Apipom.
Mm-hmm.
That's very good. And unlike the other choice scarfers that outspeed Apipom, it actually does things outside of doing that. It's got Brick Break for Clefairy and Steels and other normals, which is very good. The fighting drought that IU has experienced is unreal.
Mm-hmm.
The Waterfall, we all know. Gen 4 Waterfall, very interesting move.
Unfortunately, it doesn't be.
It's even got Earthquake for like Corsola. It's not doing crazy amounts of damage, but it is a way to chip your checks, and it's just a good neutral clip because the flyers don't want to come in on Stealth Rock or Ice Punch. And I haven't built a team with it yet because I've been trying to limit myself,
Mm-hmm.
58 teams in 2 days and all that. But I've been thinking about CB Poliwhirl with a Scarf Meowth in the back,
Yeah.
and it seems like a good set, but haven't tried it yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So where would you put
There
it?
you go. I would put it A.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm high on the Poliwhirl.
Me personally, I would put it in. I would put it in A minus, and it's mostly because it's like, like the A plus A range is where I put like the mainstay waters. Poliwhirl is probably like as good as you're gonna get when it comes to an alternative water, so that's why I put it in A minus.
For me it's on the low end of A minus, but not A minus, A, which basically is equivalent to
Mm-hmm.
tier lists are fickle things.
Oh, for sure. I'm mostly basing my tier list off of the tiering philosophy of the voting sheets we do for SU. So I'm trying to stay as consistent as I can with that for these IU rankings.
I'm just ranking what I see.
Yeah, I mean, ranking off feelings works too. It's not that big of a deal. It's just a game.
The vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, you choose them, man.
I was thinking about choosing Graveler, since we're already on the rock train, getting some of the rocks out. I think Graveler is a very solid A.
Very solid. Graveler is just such a cool mon. It's very I've got a set somewhere. It's just a very reliable rocker. Gets rocks up, hates the waters, but loves the fact that Apipom's everywhere, the fact that Ponyta to a certain extent. Yeah, I'm looking at my own VR and I'm like, Graveler shouldn't be doing that well into this metagame because there's so many grasses, waters, grounds. I'm gonna sneeze. Ice beam 3 throws around, but it does well anyway. And yeah, I'll let you speak if I sneeze in a second. Nope, we're good. Okay, you speak about Graveler.
It's just really good offensively. Edgequake, fantastic combination. Explosion just deletes something when it wants. Sucker Punch is really strong. It's a decent stealth rocker because it threatens so much out. And like, it can also take normal hits whenever it needs. It can take a hit from Ponyta in a pinch, despite the fact that Ponyta runs HP Grass. I'm pretty sure HP Grass Oko's actually. I don't know. Graveler is just a very
depends
good...
on how invested.
Yeah, if I were to describe the best tank of the tier, the best tank is definitely Graveler. It takes hits decently well, and it deals out damage very, very effectively.
It's not. I don't want to say personal favorite. Just one second. The calc. If you're only for special attack and Ponyta, it is a 43% chance to kill if you're only 252 HP. After rocks, that's after rocks. Okay, whoops. Anyway, a set that I like quite a lot is CB Graveler, because you get the big boom, the boom that deletes everything that's not a ghost or Bastiodon, and the really funny one for me is CB Focus Punch, because what comes into Graveler well, it's going to be something that either reads as Stone Edge, which is probably going to be a Steel or a Ground, both of which are either hit super effectively or weak to, because Graveler is basically the only ground, to Focus Punch, or a trying to come in on Earthquake, so a Flyer, and since all the Flyers are either normal flying or bug flying, the bug flyings are switching onto Stealth Rock in this example.
Mm-hmm.
They're either neutral to it, or I'm trying to think, or grasses, which get hit neutrally by Focus Punch. And since Graveler gets so many switches off from just existing, it gets to throw out these very strong Focus Punches a lot. Now, obviously, CV Focus Punch only works one time. As soon as your opponent knows, oh, that's Choice Band damage, they could, send it a Setup Sweeper, get a Staryu in, War Turtle. But that one time where it does work, it works.
Yeah, it's basically a pseudo explosion that doesn't kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so where would you put it?
I put it A+.
Alright. So then, what mon do you want to talk about next?
Gibble.
Alright.
Since I am the only one to use Gibble, I will speak on it. Gibble is a ground type that's neutral to water. Yeah, it's not that good. It's really bad. It's god awful. I've tried so many different ways. Choice Scarf, Choice Band, even Specs at one point I was trying to build with, and it's just so it has very basically good traits. Ground Dragon's not a bad typing, etc., etc. Stealth Rock, big stab EQ, but it's so slow. It's so weak.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'd put it D rank.
Yeah, for me personally, since I don't have a D rank on my list, it's like C-. I get the niche of, oh, it's a dragon type that can do dragon type damage while also having Earthquake, which is also another good stab. You could maybe slap a Choice Scarf on it and have it do pretty good damage. So it's not quite UR for me, but it's also not good.
It's really just not. It's just not it. It's just not.
Mm-hmm.
It does have a niche.
Yeah.
Just like how Ditto has a niche. I mean, post Gen 5 Ditto,
Yeah. Gen 4 Ditto is useless in every tier.
Yeah. Your choice next. Please pick something better.
Yeah, I'm picking Bastiodon because this is kind of like the final of the genuinely viable rock types, and I think Bastiodon is on par with Graveler. Honestly, it's a very good Pokemon. Even though it doesn't have a recovery move like Corsola, the Steel typing just gives you so much more flexibility. Because you're immune to toxic from the jump. Which is really good. It has a very good matchup into more passive walls like Bayleaf. It also has Block, which means it's a good stall killer with Curse. Which is good because Stall and Balance are genuinely quite good in this tier.
That goddamn Rest, Cursed, Block, Rock Blast. It's so stupid, but it works. I don't know what's worse. It works or it's stupid.
Too. And Roar is really good for phasing out setup sweepers, who the rocks would generally have a bad matchup against, except for Graveler. Graveler just hits them.
Yeah. Since I'm the wacky guy, the wacky team builder, somewhere in the team builder, I have a Torment Protect Earthquake, I believe. Bastiodon, basically stealing DPP IU Heatran, where normally there's only per mon, there's one thing that hits it super effectively, an Earthquake or something. So you bait it in, you Torment it, can't use Earthquake, you substitute or you Protect, and then on the super effective hit, and then they don't have anything to hit you. I haven't tried it, but it is technically something else that Bastiodon could do. I really want to try it. It sounds really funny.
Yeah.
Anyway, I put it A rank.
Okay.
Above, no.
Yeah, I'm just gonna organize it by name.
Wow. Um, who? All right, let's do a divisive mod. Aaron.
All right, because I know we both have very different opinions on Aaron.
Oh, we have very different opinions. You want to go first, or
Oh
I
yeah, I
go
guess I can
first?
go first. I think Aaron is okay. I guess I have it as a B minus one. It can do decent damage offensively, but it's also just kind of frail compared to the other options. I find that offensively, it's not amazing either. It's pretty good. But it always feels like Aaron's lacking in something whenever I see it out. It isn't quite doing enough for me to justify anything above B minus for me.
I disagree. I put it. I'm putting it A minus. I like that it's a steel rock type that isn't passive as hell as Bastion. I think I see it as just a Bastion that trades a lot of its bulk. I will admit that for the ability to blow things up with head smash and force a lot of switches, which gets you rocks, which gets you a rock polish possibly, depending on the set. Yada yada yada. Gets you toxic or yeah, and it has superpower to smack, Bastodon or I'm trying to think of what else. The Clefairy, depending on if it's bold or some garbage. Um, but yeah, I just find, and especially in the lead slot, when you've got Apipom, when you've got Staravia. Yes, it's Staravia. I thought I said Staraptor. Staraptor would be interesting in this tier.
Yeah.
But yeah, my brain's fried. Wait, Aaron. Yeah, it beats most of the common leads that aren't Staryu or War Turtle. Even then,
Yeah, it does look like a good lead, and that's the main reason why I'm actually open to having my opinion changed, because the lead matchups for Aaron actually do look promising.
it, but it's also the paradox of a lead of an anti-lead. As soon as people start using it more, people are gonna start running some more Staryu leads, which means it's a whole thing, thing. But yeah, I think it's A minus. I'm not too worried. Not too worried. I'm hoping to it going slightly lower, slightly lower. But I think it's genuinely IU worthy.
Yeah. So then, I guess the Pokemon I discussed, I've been trying to talk about more metagame staples. So I guess that'd be a good time to mention Clefairy. Clefairy is evil.
Clefairy is evil.
Clefairy is the reason why Stall and Balance are as good as they are. This thing is practically immortal, especially against against opposing passive defensive teams. Against more offensive teams too, it's still quite good though, because Thunder Wave is a broken move. Seismic Toss does a lot of damage because this tier is full of frail Pokemon of 0 HP.
Yeah.
Knockoff is obviously quite good too. Clefairy is a phenomenal Pokemon. It's the reason why IU is a much slower tier than SU is.
Yeah. All of that plus Calm Mind to just completely yeah, just completely switch up what has to deal with it. T-Wave, broken move. I'm just glad that we don't have spikes or sandstorm, because that just would be DPP. Well, it's relatively better than DPP IU Clef, but yeah, you get what I mean. It'd be so terrible to play against. So much so that I on my more balancy, semi-stally stall teams, I've run Toxic Spikes with it, because just simply taking 12% every turn, assuming the Clefairy's knocked off your... Not Clefairy. Yes, Clefairy. Clefairy knocks off your leftovers. It's just so damaging in a tier this frail. It's horrific.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would put it at S minus, which is basically equivalent to your top of A plus. But,
Yeah, Clefairy is so good.
It's just I love how in that entire time we just assumed everyone knew it had Magic Guard. Yeah, it has Magic Guard. We just didn't pick it up once.
Because Magic Guard is one of the most broken abilities in the franchise.
It's too good. It's too good to be true.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm choosing a mon. Uh, uh, Drifblim. Drifblim.
Okay. Where is Drifloon? Okay, you're over there.
It's certainly a ghost type in the tier. One of like 3.
Yeah.
Let me go. Ghost types, ghost types. There's 4, I'm sorry. There's Drifloon, Duskull, Shindinja, Shuppet. Yeah. It's the most especially offensive, so it gets to spam Shadow Bolt. I say spam. Spam in massive quotation marks. It's just... It's a weird mon.
Mm-hmm.
It's... Rock's weak, so it can't go bulky, but it's not strong enough to be offensive, but it's ghost type, so that means it's quite good, but it's still bad.
Yeah, it can have Burden Sweep too, but then it gets destroyed by Noctowl and Clef.
It's just... Yeah. It's a weird mon. Weird mon. I've got it at B, but I'm honestly... This thing could wildly swing if I see it more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for me personally, I think B is kind of generous. I had my initial tier list that I made before making this video. I had it at C+. I'm honestly considering C even, because it just feels so inherently inconsistent as an Unburden Sweeper. Because you only have one chance to use your Unburden. When you switch out, the Unburden boost is gone, and your Stealth Rock weak, so you're going to be dead anyway when you switch out.
Yeah. I feel like we just need to find, like, a good set for it, because I feel like every time... This may be just me coping, but, like, every time I use it, I feel like I'm one good move away from it being great.
I think
but also not.
Destiny Bond is the best way to make it work, because it can at least trade when it's about to die.
Yeah.
So, like, I think D-Bond is the main reason why I'm not ranking it C, because, like, it can at least trade, but it wants to sweep, and it really, really struggles to sweep.
Even Calm Mind, yeah.
Yeah, Drifloon's just kind of an underwhelming Pokemon. I guess in that case, I can talk about the other ghost type, which is Duskull. Duskull's pretty good. I'd say it's a solid B+ Pokemon. It's not any higher because it is extraordinarily passive, and it's only really good against Apom, I'd say. But
yeah,
it's a stop for Apom. That is something. Stall teams really like that.
I don't use it that much because the ghosts are just so terrible. It's very much just... It is locked to stall and very slow balances. Very slow. They can afford the loss of momentum. But on those teams, it's very good.
Yeah.
B+ for me as well.
Alright.
We're surprisingly agreeing on lock. I am quite shocked by this.
Yeah, we have been agreeing on quite a lot so far, which has been nice.
Should I pull up another mon I think might be divisive?
Yeah, may as well.
Mima Jr.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I assume we're gonna have very different opinions on this.
Oh, yeah. I'll go first, I guess. The times that I have used Mime Jr., it cooked, it killed 2 mons, and I cannot tell if that is just, like, a outlying instant, or an actually decent mon. Because there's no psychics in the tier. There's just none. And being a semi-fast, and it has nasty plot, it's a very interesting mon that I want to use more.
Yeah, I'm actually open to rising it too because it's the only option you have for psychic types.
Well, there's also Smoochum, but Smoochum's not great. It's not even on the VR.
Yeah.
It's really bad if even I'm like, yeah, no. I'm just helping something, because I may be misremembering. Okay, I am. I'm thinking of a different normal type. I thought it lived, Apom Return from Scarf. Nope, no, it does not.
Yeah, it's physical.
Okay, maybe
really
maybe I'm gonna just drop it down a rank. I must be thinking of a different... It must be Meowth. I'm thinking of Meowth. Yeah. So where are you gonna rank it?
So because I haven't really seen it at all and its stats look kind of mediocre, I had it ranked at C because I could at least not acknowledge that it had like a niche as something as being unique in its role. I'm open to rising it though if I actually end up seeing it. If it gets Focus Blast, then I'll rise it right now. Actually, if it gets Focus Blast,
it doesn't get Focus Blast, but it does get Grass Knot.
Okay, Grass Knot's good enough for anti-rock stuff. Yeah, I'll rise it. Actually, I'm rising it to B minus. Actually, it looks better than.
Oh, let's go! Let's go! I'm so good at arguing. I put it at B.
All right.
It's surprisingly not that different.
Surprisingly, you were able to convince me.
It has stuff, and it has Healing Wish. That's it.
Healing Wish is very important for H.O. as well, which obviously this fits on quite well.
Yeah, it's almost like an entire mon got a niche out of it. Should we discuss that one?
Yeah.
This will be quick.
So then, I guess the next Pokemon I discussed, just continuing on with like the staples, I guess. Yeah, Noctowl is one of the best Pokemon in the tier. Oh, that's another drop from SU. I forgot about that somehow. Yeah, Noctowl used to be really good in SU because it was a special wall that was immune to sleep, but then sleep got banned. So then Noctowl lost its niche because of Stealth Rock weak.
It's worse Pidgeot. That's basically it. Pidgeot, yeah.
Yeah, Noctowl is
as I understand
pretty much immortal in IU. And the only thing that makes it like the main thing that takes down Noctowl is the fact that Stealth Rock weakness is really bad for it. You're able to offensively pressure it pretty easily. Other than that, though, yeah, it's immortal, and the fact that it can Toxic Nightshade things means that it can win trades very easily if you're not faster than it. Yeah, it's definitely a staple.
Yeah, A plus for me as well. The only thing I do knock against Noctowl is the fact that it's Charged Motorcycle Fable. That's it. Subroost, Toxic Nightshade.
Mm-hmm. There are alternate options, right? Like, I've seen people run Choice Specs, which sounds crazy, but it works.
If only it got tinted lens.
Yeah.
I got a Choice Scarf Noctowl team. I don't remember why I'm running Choice Scarf, but there is a Choice Scarf Noctowl team somewhere. Anyway, yeah. Back to me. I guess we continue with bad mods. Baneri.
Oh yeah. It has Healing Wish. I think that's the only unique thing it does.
Well, it has Healing Wish Encore. It's faster than Apithom.
I thought it's the same speed.
No, it's 90. No, it does. I'm torquing.
Okay, they are the same speed.
It has better. Does it have better? It has better special bulk. Truly a brilliant mod. No, it's just. I used it on the Boom Spam team to allow Apithom to come in earlier in the game, do some damage, take some chip, and then come back in the late game to do Apithom things.
Yeah.
That is a niche. Yeah, I put it C.
Okay. Now, I personally put Baneri at C minus because there are better Apom alternatives than Baneri, but I will at least rank it because I do know that Healing Wish is a good move.
It's a really good move.
Yeah. Like, potentially I might rank it C because of how good Healing Wish is, but, like, why not just use better Apom alternatives? In my opinion, the best Apom alternative is Staravia, who I would rank B. It's a very good anti-Apom lead because Intimidate allows it to live a hit from Scarf Apom, and it gets a slower U-turn against Scarf Apom, which is really good. If you outspeed the Apom with your Scarf Staravia, it pretty much knows. It means that you won't have to worry about a Scarf Apom in the late game. Staravia is very good anti-Apom tech while also being able to do strong normal attacks like Apom can. It's mostly outclassed by Apom, and the Stealth Rock weakness is really, really bad, but it is a solid alternative that you can use alongside Apom.
Yeah, I just have a higher opinion of it. I put it A minus. I like it quite a lot because yeah, it's like having two A bombs. but they do slightly different things. Staravia cries when a steel rock comes on the screen because I remember testing this and not testing it, but like building trying to find a way to get around the steel rocks, and eventually it was like ground plate hidden power ground was what I came up with, or HP fighting. It was either or. It didn't work, but point is, I quite like it in the lead slot. It's very good into Epipom, basically all sets. And it's just really good when there's a bunch of grasses and bugs around. And again, stealth rock weakness bad, but it's like Persian back in RBYOU. Yes, is it worth Apom? Yes. And does it have a lot of things going against it? Also yes. But is it a second Apom? That's yes.
An A-bomb is broken.
Yeah. And yeah, Intimidate is just really, really, really good.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so what do you want to go with next?
I don't know. Anorith, why not?
Yeah, Anorith's good.
Anorith is, since Onyx left, it has become the best offense / HO lead who can just sets up rocks, prevents rocks from the other side through rapid spin, and is really strong. It does a lot in that one team slot. Outside of offensive leads, not brilliant, but I very much respect that it is a -1 for me.
Mm-hmm. For me, I agree with everything you said, but because it is locked to an offensive lead position, I can only rank it as high as B+.
That's crazy. That's a whole 1 rank.
Yeah. But yeah, it's basically what Onyx does in SU. Sets up rocks for the lead. It can rapid spin too. Even has Swords Dance if you really want to cook with that.
I'm surprised William not cooked with Swords Dance somewhere.
Yeah, I think the potential of Swords Dance is there, and if that potential is unlocked, I'll rank it up to A-.
Fair enough. Alright, moving on next.
So, the Pokemon I want to discuss next, we surprisingly haven't touched any fires yet, and Ponyta I think is the best one, because it's faster, it's the fastest, it's the strongest, it just has the most raw stats out of the fires, so it's the easiest one to use, and it's the most rewarding one to use.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have nothing to add about this, really. It has good utility moves, too. Because, you have the three attacks, Flare Blitz, Double Edge, and HP Grasp, but you also have 2 other really solid utility moves. Morning Sun, which can help you last against more stealthier teams, and also Will-O-Wisp, which I find to be really, really good against stuff like Graveler that would want to switch in.
Will-O-Wisp is incredibly annoying. It is one of the best moves in the game.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Flash Fire is really good for checking the other fires, and I don't really have anything else to add. But I will say this: I need a cook with CB and Choice Scarf. Those seem very scary, and I would also put it on A. Complete agreement with you.
Yeah, Ponyta looks very. I mean, the only real thing that holds back Ponyta is the Stealth Rock weakness. Otherwise, yeah, phenomenal Pokemon.
Heavy duty boots Ponyta.
The fact that it just invalidates Quilava's existence is hilarious too.
Oh, that was an additional thing. I guess it's my turn now. Parasect.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just I think I may be the biggest defender of it, and I don't even think it's that good. Because Sleep is banned. We mentioned that Sleep was banned, or did we not?
Sleep is banned.
Okay. Sleep is banned. Which basically killed Parasect. It's really bad. The only success, and I say success, massive disclaimer, don't use Parasect, is a CB Parasect on with Ponyta or Magcargo or Sunflora. Probably not Sunflora, but with fires, you lure in the water. Normally, for me, it's a Staryu or War Turtle. and then you pursuit trap it because they don't want to take the seed bomb, and if you think they're not going to switch out, you can cook seed bomb, etc., etc. And then you move the water for the fires. There are several problems with this. Stealth rock, one. If you run into a water bulkier than a Staryu, you can't trap it.
Yeah.
The water could click Ice Beam, or just stays in against Shadora Pursuit, because Parasect non-stab Pursuit is really bad. And yeah, it has nothing else going for it. I've tried other sets. I've tried like Leftovers. I've tried Bulky SD, and they just kind of died. It's so sad. So I put it C.
Yeah. For me with Parasect, I put it at C+, because, like, it's the grass type with the highest attack stat, that gives it something, I guess. It's the worst of the grass types, though, because that Stealth Rock weakness is really bad.
Also, if I may just comment, yes, it is the grass type with the highest attack, but ain't that much higher than Weeping Bell.
Oh, yeah, because Weeping Bell
And
is,
it has-
like... Okay, so unlike Weeping Bell, it's, like, kind of bulk doesn't even matter, though, Stealth Rock, but yes, see.
It's just, it's not great.
Yeah.
Anyway, should we talk about Weeping Bell? Since
Yeah,
I've been
that was
mentioning
actually the next one I was going to bring up. Weeping Bell is the best sweeper in the tier.
Yeah.
You click Swords Dance, you're immune to Toxic off the rip. Then you spam Sucker Punch, you Seed Bomb. Basically all the bulky Pokemon in this tier are Seed Bomb weak. If not, they get hit really hard by return. This Pokemon's stupid. Their defensive Pokemon need a Weeping Bell check, or else they lose to it.
Yeah, balance. Because I build like I would also put it A. Since I build like a man possessed by the devil, I've tried a lot of different sets. Not like replacing the moves, but like experimenting with item, experimenting with moves. My favorite ones are SD sub to, I don't remember what it was for, but like take advantage of like a Poliwhirl, a defensive Wartortle, a Clef. They switch out. Oh, that was what it. Iron Moth. If they try and like switch in a Pokemon that takes it, let's say a Ariados, who can slowly chip away at, not even an Ariados. What am I talking about? A Bastiodon, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
Without Roar. Again, perfect example, whatever. You can just, I don't know, man. It was cool. There you go. There's my answer.
Yeah.
And then the other one was Sunsweeper with a Sunny Day. That really messes with its checks, because they have to be physical walls, and then yeah.
Yeah, so what Pokemon do you want to discuss next?
Krogunk.
Sounds good.
Krogunk benefits a lot by being a fighting type. It's a crazy thing. Because we are so fighting dry.
Yeah.
And it has the really strong Vacuum Wave. Has the really good stabs. Is toxic immune. Still takes on a bun by Seismic Clef. Really, takes advantage of Clef depending on the set. Has Nasty Plot Vacuum Wave for Apipom. And it has the Dry Skin, which is worse water absorb. But, yeah, allows you to kind of take advantage of the waters. I say kind of. Krogunk isn't that bulky where it loves taking like 2 Ice Beams, but
it can take one.
It's good. It can take one. Yeah, instead of a Nasty Plot or, experimental builder here, Scarf, Choice Band, Specs, Life Orb. Yeah. It's a good one. It just needed all the fighting competition gone.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, am I saying where I'm putting it? Right. I put it A.
Okay. And like I actually don't disagree with that much. Like I remember I swept it with Val against Val. And Val was like, I'm not quite convinced on it, but I did lose to it. And I'm like, because every time I try to sweep with Krogunk, it just works every time. This is like a genuine A- Pokemon for me. Like, this ridiculous how consistent of a sweeper this is. Like, Weepinbell is a better sweeper because it has more setup opportunities because it's a little bulkier. It's also a little stronger, which means
And
it's also
it's a better
it's just better
it's a better
statted.
defensive type. Yeah.
But Krogunk, if you want like a special sweeper, it's your best one. Like it's the best special sweeper in the tier.
Yeah, because it's multiple Biclap, yeah.
Vacuum Wave deletes everything because all the defensive Pokemon, a lot of the defensive Pokemon are Stealth Rock weak. The only Pokemon that can really wall it are stuff like Duskull, who is passive as shit, then Noctowl and Dustox, who are Stealth Rock weak and can get chipped down over the course of the game. So like this thing sweeps very consistently, even against defensive teams. And like fighting poison coverage, very, very strong. This thing hits super effectively against a lot of Pokemon. And of course, Vacuum Wave deletes every faster Pokemon so well. The main real issue that Krogunk has is that unless you're setting up against a water type, setting up can be kind of hard because your stats are really bad.
Yeah, you could set up against a Bayleaf, but that's not a high bar.
Yeah, Bayleaf is
It's
passive as shit.
Yeah, it's a very much a it takes advantage of the more passive walls, but there's a lot of mons that do that. A lot of mons.
Yeah. So, I guess actually the next Pokemon I want to talk about then is Bayleaf. Bayleaf is a very good wall. It feels unkillable a lot of the time, but it's so absurdly passive that I can't rank it above B+.
Yeah, agreed. I again, it's my Mercargo thing where I've tried so many things. I was almost tempted to run SD, but I told myself you're just giving up on its walling potential then. But it's just so passive, and it's somehow passive and has four move-stop syndrome because it wants synthesis, it wants leadership, it wants toxic, it wants offensive moves, it wants protect. Why not? It's just so. If it could fit every move it wants, it would be less passive, but you can't. So
Yeah.
back to me. Gonna just go through. Let's talk about Dustox.
Alright.
Dustox. In my head, I compare it to Floking Galar. Yeah, that one. Up in Gen 9 OU, where it's a slow poison pivot that gets you big offensive mons in consistently across the entire game. There's obviously a lot of differences, but that's the general idea.
Because like back in old IU, it was more of a wall. That can also pivot. So it was one of the best Pokemon in like really old IU. We're better at the game now. So the stealth rock weakness is really bad for Dustox. It's generally only getting 1 or 2 pivots in, but those 1 or 2 pivots are so pivotal for a game.
Pivot.
Yes,
That's some real English essay type. Okay.
Yeah, so where would you put it?
I would put it at A.
Okay.
I like just pair it with like a Staryu or something. Staryu War Total. Not Anorith, but like one of the two waters. They cover each other's weaknesses really well. Especially for Spadef Dustox, you take T-Bolts and grass moves like it's nothing. There's a certain grass type we could talk about. That. Anyway, yeah. And it gets the slow pivots in. And since most of my teams are built around a slow attacker who's very frail, I quite like Dustox.
Yeah. I like Dustox as well. Not quite as much as you do. I think it's more A- because the stealth rock weakness is really bad for it. But yeah, Dustox is quite good.
I can see why.
Yeah, so I guess you were talking about grass types. I think what you were trying to mention was Sunflora, right?
Yep.
I think Sunflora is really good.
Oh, it's so deadly.
Like, it's basically the grass type Octillery of IU. It's more of like a Pokemon you use to trade with things. So I feel like Sunflora, I don't really want to rank it A because I can't think of it as like an offensive slash defensive grass type. It's pretty much just an offensive grass type, but man, it hits so hard.
It hits so hard, and it's the fact that I remember this as clear as day.
Mhm.
I say this like it was like 3 years ago. No, it was like 5. Point is, I was facing you. There was a sunflower on the. You had sunflower out, and I was like, okay, it's gonna be annoying to switch around this thing because Specs is really strong. Um, but it should be manageable. And you like clicked Earth Power or something on a flying type. It was like Staravia or something. Let's say it's Staravia.
Mhm.
And I was like, okay, he's obviously going to switch out. It's Specs. He doesn't want to take a Brave Bird. So I'll click Pursuit. And I click Pursuit. You didn't switch out. I was like, oh, okay, that's a good play. And then we, do a little dance. And then you clicked a Sludge Bomb and revealed that you weren't Specs. And that memory has been burned into my skull. Because I was just like, oh, that thing hits really hard.
Yeah.
And it's not, it doesn't have Specs. It has, it was Synthesis last, yeah. It has to be.
Mhm. The fact that it can
Um,
heal means that it's even an obnoxious wall breaker against balance and stall.
yeah. You know,
I'm actually ranking this.
insane.
I'm actually increasing my rank to A. Seems
Sunflower.
really
Yeah,
good.
I also. Yeah. I have tried more wacky sets like growth and something else. I feel like there's something else. Life orb. I want to say life orb. Um, let's see. Nah, nah, nah. No, it's not life orb. I'm just growth with growth synthesis. That was what it was. Because then you get the specs boost while keeping the ability to switch moves. It's not great, but it is something to do, and it can be really scary. Like if Clef comes in and you've got a +1 boost,
Mhm.
pretty scary.
Yeah.
So it's me next.
Yep.
Yeah. Charmeleon. I
Alright.
think this thing is really quite bad with Apom in the tier.
Hmm.
I I don't know why you would run it over Ponyta. The sets are special with the, overheat. The thing is, it gets all the physical moves it would want, but it's not a physical attacker. And it gets 2 special moves in overheat, well, 3. Overheat, flamethrower, hidden power, grass. And hidden power doesn't really count.
Mhm.
So it just is a fire type. It's rolled really hard by Ponyta, so you have to maybe run HP ground, and that gets into a whole different problems. And if you try to do DD, Scarf Apom just kills it. I find it really inconsistent and bad.
Yeah.
I would put it B. Because I need to see more of it to be fully convinced if it's bad or not. You might be noticing a trend what I put B. By Flare Bit's really cool. It's Stealth Rock weak. I just feel like it's a worse Ponyta. I don't. It's worse Ponyta with DD. Your
Yeah,
opinion.
I personally am more charitable toward it. I think it's a pretty solid B plus sweeper. You Dragon Dance is basically the only viable set, but you are a Dragon Dancer who is immune to Will-O-Wisp, which is really good. And you can get some pretty good end game scenarios with that.
Yeah, but like Apom, Poliwhirl as well.
Oh yeah, because you're outsped by Scarf Apom. Yeah,
Yeah,
I had to lower this down to B then.
Yeah,
You're only
it's
beating
so
Apom if you D-dance twice, which no good team is gonna let you do.
yeah.
I might actually end
And
up ranking
if
this late, or I can't believe
if
it.
I made
Is
the jump.
Charmeleon worse than Quilava? What the fuck? May as well talk about
Oh,
Quilava. I may as
yeah,
well
let's
talk
talk
about
about Koala.
Quilava then.
Koala, I also think is bad.
I think Quilava's
Uh,
a perfectly serviceable B rank. It's a lead and only really a lead, but since it has Eruption, it can be quite good. I need to replace my Hidden Power Grass of Ground so I can actually hit Ponyta. But if I do that, then I can't hit Waters anymore. So yeah, this thing's a little starved for coverage, but it generally forces a switch out every time that it comes in, which is actually a pretty good state to have a lead in. So like, it's not that bad. It's just kind of hard to justify with Ponyta. It's not bad though.
C, I would put it B minus because you Yeah, eruption's cool and all, and forcing switches is cool and all. But Apipom,
Yeah, that's fair.
Apom, not Apipom, Apom, waters, everything in the goddamn tier. I don't like it. Um, I it has even encouraged me to make a really funny team with Wingle, just in case you do switch to Hidden Power Ground.
just to make me all the more sad.
Yes, I am not a Equalva stan.
Yeah, one thing I'm actually gonna
Like
do
you
is
are.
I'm
Oh
lowering
right.
Charmeleon because I ended up realizing that getting outsped by Scarf Apom is genuinely that bad.
Yeah, I'm also gonna do that. Moving. He's it's just, and I just wanted to add another thing about Charmeleon. Even after a DD, you are not powerful enough. So sometimes you have to run. You try and trick yourself. I say someone. Me tries to trick themselves into running Life Orb, and then you just explode every time you click Flare Blitz. That's all I wanted to add.
Mm-hmm. All right, so what mon do you want to
All
bring up
right.
now?
Let's go with Yan Mega. Yan Mega? Yanma. Yanma. No, Yan
Totally
Mega.
Yanmega.
It is Stealth Rock Week, so like.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I think Yanma is a inconsistent mon who relies on slash flinches to break through Clefairy and friends. And even though it has speed boost, I think it's only really viable on the fastest of the fast hate shows. And even then, if Stealth Rock at any point gets set up, you cannot switch it in. You have to like have a secondary Rapid Spinner or just accept the fact that you have a 50%. I think it's very inconsistent. Now, on to you.
Where would you rank it then?
B minus. B minus.
Damn. I don't think it's that bad. I've ran this on HO. It's pretty good. It only really fits on HO because it's inconsistent otherwise. Because, like, the thing is, this thing has, like, 0 breaking power for a sweeper. So you're using it on cleanup duty, which is why it's only really viable on HO, because you need things to help break things first.
Because you can never switch up.
HO is pretty good. HO is really good in this tier. I think HO probably is the best overall team style. I'd actually rank it B+. I think it's good enough at what it does.
Divisiveness. Alright, what moon? Roaring moon? What
So
am
I
I
guess
doing
it's my
alright?
turn now. I guess speaking of HO, I'll talk about my favorite HO facilitator, which is Ledion. Ledion as a screen setter is mostly outclassed by Staryu, but Staryu also has 4 move slot syndrome, and Ledion has cool utility moves and Encore and U-turn, which means that Ledion is my preferred screen setter, and dual screen hyper offense is so good in this tier. It really is. It makes Ledion viable in my opinion.
I basically agree with everything you said, but I think it's B minus.
Fair enough.
I'm open to seeing it rise, but until I see a Staryu hyper offense with light screen and reflect, to just like see the compare what Staryu can do, what Ledion can do, I don't want to rank it B. Because if Staryu can do it, I get to continue to be high on Staryu, and that's great. And Ledion kind of loses all of it. I will admit, U-turn Encore, very good moves.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Stealth Rock weakness. Yeah. Oh, and in the trenches when I was building, I almost convinced myself to run SD Mark Punch Ledion as a Apipom check. I didn't. God help me, but just oh my god, the trenches of team building.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so me. Should we talk? Let's talk about one that fell off. Craniodose.
Yeah.
What is there to say? It's frail. It's Rampardos. What else is there to say?
Frail,
It's frail.
Not quite strong enough.
I wouldn't say it's not quite strong enough. If you equip a choice band, it's strong, but that's the problem. It wants a choice band, choice scarf, and the ability to switch up its moves. it's just so it's so yeah, it's just inconsistent. You have to rely on Stone Edge. You can't use Head Smash for the extra power. Well, you can, but 2 billion% recoil.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and outside of Edgequake, it doesn't really get good moves to use.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it's not even a good choice cover because every other choice cover outruns it. And with the discovery of Poliwhirl and Napalm still being amazing, and if I may glaze Mime Jr., Scarf Mime Jr., it just really hurts it. So where would you rank it? Wait, I should probably I put it B minus. I put it B
Okay.
minus.
I think that B minus is a decently charitable ranking. I personally would rank it C plus.
That's very fair. I again, I need to use it more to see if it is actually B minus or if it's worse, if it's better. But I'm pretty happy with it being B minus C. Your
Yes.
turn.
I I can't believe it took us this long to mention it, but Riolu has kind of become like the default fighting type. I think it's A minus, just strictly based on the fact that we have no good fighting types left. Riolu's stats are terrible, right? But its move pool is pretty good, and its stats are just good enough to do what it needs to do. And being a fighting type is very important in a tier where there's so many fighting weak Pokemon, and Pokemon weak to its coverage options too. Riolu has two viable sets. The most viable one is the knockoff Machop set, where as an offensive lead, and the second viable set is the knockoff Mankey set as a Choice Scarf user. But oh wait, that set's actually not even that good because I keep on forgetting that Riolu doesn't get U-turn. So it's mostly just an
It does it.
anti-lead.
What are you
Or
talking about knockoff for?
knockoff?
Why are you saying knock? It does not get knockoff. You said knockoff U-turn. Not knockoff U-turn, knockoff starve. What the hell are you talking about?
No, I meant not knockoff as in the move. Rip-off knockoff is what I meant.
Rip.
Like a rip-off
He's so
of Mankey.
Pokemon fell. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. He's so brain rotted. Anyway, just to add stuff. Ryolu's so bloody sad. Unlike Lucario, who got the steel typing and the ability to run special moves, Ryolu didn't. It didn't get that. It didn't get any of that. It didn't get any of Lucario's good moves. But it does get SD Bullet Punch, which has cooked me in the lead spot before by Val, because you expect fake out if I remember correctly. Does it get faked out? Am I making up? Yeah, I'm making up things now. Aiden, why have you ruined me? Anyway, yeah, it gets bullet punch. Good lead stuff. It's strong, yada yada yada.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I clicked U-turn with something, and it clicked SD, and I was like, oh, my wall doesn't wall it now. Ooh,
Yeah.
oh no. It's very good. I would put it A minus as well.
Yeah. Like, it just hits surprisingly quite hard.
Yeah. Oh yeah, my turn. List. What's the highest ranked mon I have on my thing that we've not talked about? Ariados. I would put it at A minus. I like T-Spikes a lot. I feel like it provides a lot of offensive pressure that only really Kafari can deal with. Because so many things are just ruined by taking, like, Graveler, for example. Let's take Graveler. It can somewhat reliably check APOM, but you throw like a single T-Spike in the mix, and all of a sudden Graveler just falls over, even Fizzdeath Graveler.
Mm-hmm.
Now, are you an Ariados Glazer?
I am not an Ariados Glazer. It's Stealth Rock weak. Toxic Spikes is inconsistent. Because there are genuinely good poison types in this tier. I think it's B.
I will admit that Krogunk, the seeing more usage is really bad, really bad. But I need to see Ariados losing more to rank it down.
Yeah. So, then the next Pokemon that I'd talk about, we have some good options for Pokemon to talk about. I'm kind of in the mood to talk about Whalmer, and why Whalmer is just kind of worse Wartortle. It's B minus. It technically has a niche as an alternative, but it's definitely not a Pokemon you're going to be seeing a ton nowadays because of Wartortle being as good as it is.
Yeah, the only thing it has over Wartortle is it has a higher HP, hits very slightly harder, and is tiny bit faster. For the yeah, I have not seen a single Whalmer. I cannot speak for it. I'll just take your word on it and put it in B minus. Boom is very nice. Well, I say boom. Self-destruct is very nice, but I just if even I, Mr. Team Builder, don't have a team with Whalmer on it, something's going wrong with the Pokemon.
Yeah.
It's just yeah.
Alright, so then I'll let you go next.
Let's talk about another Pokemon that fell off a cliff. Volbeat.
Yeah, Volbeat fell off a significant cliff.
Apom, if it was a tiny bit bulkier, Stealth Rock weak, and that's about it. And had a worse typing.
Yeah.
Why use it over Apom? Trick question, you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's technically, I'll also put it on D. Stealth, you put it on D on my... Anyway, technically, like, strong U-turn, whatever. But it's just, it's a bug, it's one of the bug types that compared to all the other ones, compared to Dustox, compared to Aridos, compared to Anorith, just does nothing outside of U-turn. And half the bug types don't even have U-turn. It's just, it's so bad. It's so bad.
Yeah. I have it ranked
yeah.
at the very bottom of mine because, like, at least the U-turn as stab, it hits kind of hard, I guess.
Oh, Aiden?
So, I guess...
Oh, I'm lagging.
Damn. Let me check my Discord real quick, see if
Aiden?
it's a problem with me. Oh, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Did I just lag out for the entirety of that?
Yeah, I was lagging out myself. It's a problem that I've been having lately with Discord.
Get better internet.
Yeah. So
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, so I guess I should talk about a viable Pokemon, and Cubone's a good viable Pokemon. Cubone, I would personally put it in B+, because it's only really like a slow breaker. But it does a very good job at what it does. You're using it to break past the defensive Pokemon on your more like offensive, like bulky offense teams. It does a really good job at that. It definitely has a very solid role in the meta. Not much I can say about outside of that though. Its bulk is good enough. I think it's better at taking hits than like Krogunk, but it doesn't sweep like Krogunk does. So
yeah, the only things I have to add to it is it has to avoid it either has to speed invest or try and avoid Clef knockoff like the Plague, because the whole Thick Club stuff. Yeah, as soon as you lose Thick Club, you're terrible. But yeah, and the other thing I really like pairing with Dustox. Dustox slow pivots can takes the water and ice and grass moves that are directed at
yeah,
a thingy. Yeah, and gives it lots of opportunities. I put it A minus.
Okay. Yeah, so...
Yeah. My turn.
Yep.
Am I gonna do another Pokemon that fell off? Yeah, sure, why not? Porygon! Oh my god, it's so... I will get into the funny bit in a second, but man, is downloading this tier so bad. So many things have higher SPDF, which means you get the attack boost, which means you don't actually get a boost at all, which means you're just kind of I don't want to say a weak normal type, but you're not great. Sure, you've got agility sets, and sure, I've tried choice specs, but choice specs I find is
Oh, are you on?
Hey, I'm not done. Let me finish about my Porygon rant. The best success I've had with Porygon is Choice Band Porygon,
Yeah.
because with the attack boost, yeah, it's just it hits actually decently hard. Anyway, yes, you go, Aiden.
Oh no, yeah, you were cutting out for a bit, so I just wanted to ask, like, if your mic was working or something.
Okay, I'm just. Hello, am I good?
Yeah, you are good,
Am I...
but
Thank you, I'm so great.
yeah. Oh, okay, he's deafened. I guess while he's deafened, I can give my opinion. It's like either A- or B+. Statistically, it should be A- because its stats are really good, but it's so inconsistent that I had to give it B+. The only reason why it's as high as B+ is because its stats are good. That's my explanation.
I was on death. Yeah, I was on death for that cat shenanigans. I put it A minus.
Yeah, fair enough.
Very
Good
very
stats
similar.
and consistent results.
Yeah.
So then, I guess the next Pokemon I want to talk about, because I want to finish off the Pokemon that are like actually viable. I guess Marill works then. Marill is a choice band offensive Pokemon. It can only run choice band because of how huge power works in Gen 4. Which means that like it's more limited than other offensive breakers, but it's not bad. It does its job perfectly fine. I would give it a solid B.
Yeah, I agree with it. The only reason we weren't using before is Croconaw. I put a B plus.
Okay.
Choice band Aquajet goes really
hard.
strong. Yeah. It's a I don't want to call it a check, but it's a good way to deal with Apipom. Because Apipom just falls over. And again, I made Dustox Laser. Dustox, again, you slow pivot, you bring the slow breaker in. And we've done this chat a million times before. My turn again. Clamperl. Clamperl. Sorry, cat shenanigans. Again, in the category of slow breaker, has to avoid knockoff, which is really bad. I need to see this a lot more. I don't like running it because it just feels so inconsistent. It either smashes through a balance team or runs into an offense team with Weeping Bell, let's say, and dies. And it also has terrible moves. No, not terrible moves. Like terrible. It doesn't get anything. It gets Surf, Ice Beam, HP Grass, and then you have to run like Toxic or Rest or Hydro Pump. But then you're running into the risk of missing, which is really bad. It doesn't even get Hydro Pump. Doesn't even get Hydro Pump.
I think it does, because I know that Huntail gets it.
No, it doesn't. I literally just checked.
Damn.
You hate me. Does not get Hydro Pump.
Yeah, so
he gets no boo.
Yeah, so where would you put it?
I've got it at B+ at the moment, but I'm more than happy to kill it at any moment. If you give me like, where are you ranking it?
I'd also rank it B+. It's a good breaker. Not much more to say than that. Does its job well.
Yep. All right, your turn.
All right, if we're going on the train of Pokemon that are viable, I'd talk about Coughing next. Coughing is a solid B rank Pokemon. It's kind of like a budget Duskull, but it's a Duskull that can explode, which makes it a lot less passive.
Yeah, I have nothing else to add. I also have it B. Will-O-Wisp's a good move, and it takes on physical attackers well.
Yeah.
Talk about viable mod. Togetic. Yes. I keep forgetting. I say Togetic, and I'm like, oh yeah, Aiden's gonna respond, but no, that's not how this is working. Anyway, Togetic's like budget Noctowl. The traits Noctowl those good traits for the reasons.
Utility moves mostly.
Yeah, utility moves. I have used the Nasty Plot sweeper version of it. It didn't work. that well. It has like good coverage, but it's so slow and not that strong. But it's technically something it could do on H-Show. Eh.
Mm-hmm.
Your opinion?
Yeah. My opinion, Togetic is kind of not great. It's C plus. Why Noctowl exists? That's what my opinion boils down to.
Togetic is yeah, you just cut out for me. I just hear Dust talks at the very end or something.
Oh, yeah, it's C plus for me. Because
Oh Jesus.
Noctowl exists.
Yeah, I'd be severely overrating it. I had it at B plus, but like I'm more than happy to just knock it down to C.
Sure,
I
guess.
I have no strong opinions on it.
So I guess
My turn. My turn.
you picked Togetic, so
Wait,
it's
no.
actually my turn.
I'm stop. Yeah, continue.
Oh yeah, right. We actually do have a couple more viable Pokemon left. Voltorb I'd go with next. Voltorb is a solid B rank. It's a little bit of a niche lead comparatively to other leads, but it's a lead that does its job well. It's the fastest lead in the tier, so it can taunt well, it can explode well. Bolt beam coverage is pretty good. It annoys more offensive teams quite a lot, I'd say, because of like static annoys U-turn users as well. It has its place in my opinion.
Yeah, T-Wave's a good move.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, B. I don't have strong opinions on it. I need to see it more. Now it's my turn, and I want to talk about Skunky. Skunky? Am I doing this? Stunky, thank you. Stunky has like really good moves and semi-good stats. It's got boom. It's good on boom spam. And it's got a sucker punch for Apom if you're running a CB set.
Mm-hmm.
And it gets pursue, I think.
It has really good moves.
It has a lot of really good moves. It's just like not a really good mon. It does get pursuit, so I think it may be a better pursuit dropper than Parasect.
It is.
Yeah. And it's not that slow. It's 74 speed, which isn't great, but, you know, being outsped by Anorith. But it is usable on a Scarf set. So I would say B+.
Okay. For me, I'm debating between like B- and B. Because the stats are bad, but its moves are good. I think I've seen it cook enough for me to give it the B rank, though. Like the moves are just really good. So I guess
they're just
continuing the trend of viable mons. I'll talk about Tropius. Tropius is mostly here because the stats are good. I haven't seen it cook that much, but it can work on Sun as a sweeper. I don't really have anything to say about it, surprisingly. It's just it's all right.
Yeah, I agree. Sorry, more cat shenanigans. Yeah, you put it at B. I also put it at B. For some reason on, well, okay, I know the reason why. On Star Showdown, and I think maybe regular Showdown, it shows Leaf Blade as a usually useless move, which I find really weird until you realize on the DD set that due to egg moves, you can't run Dragon Dance and Leaf Blade on the same set, so you have to use Seed Bomb. But Leaf Blade on its own is like, I don't want to say it's a reason to use it, but like Leaf Blade is really, really good. How the hell does the Trico not learn Leaf Blade? Anyway, it's just like, you know, good grass stab compared to Seed Bomb. So yeah, there's my opinion.
Anyway, your turn.
My turn. Magby. Magby's interesting. It's very interesting, and I want to see more of it. And it cooked me when Val used against it, because it's like, I want to say an honorary fighting type because it has strong cross chop and is fast and has Fire Blast for bugs and the other type that resists fighting. Grass, thank you. Yeah, and yeah, Val cooked against me with it because I was like, oh, I'll just send my Spadaf Clefairy because it's, you know, good mon. Why more cats? And and then it just cross-chopped and one-shot me. And sure, that only works 80% of the time, but 80% of the time, that's a dead Clefairy.
Yeah.
It was. I don't think it's great. It's stealth rock weak, and if Quilava and Quilladin.
Also, keep in mind that it's faster than Quilava and Charmeleon too.
Yeah, yeah. I put it C.
All right. You know, I actually don't even think Mega Bee's that bad. I've only seen it once, but I was really terrified of the one time I did see it. I want to see it more before I put it in B. Actually, fuck it. I think it's good enough for B.
Holy Typhlosion. You know what? Eruption move. Eruption the Pokemon.
Yeah.
In the same rank as Magby is.
Because Magby is faster and has actual coverage.
It's really just that simple. It also has Psychic for poisons. Fire Blast hits him hard enough, but it is something.
Yeah, and then looking at this list of Pokemon, there are only 2 more Pokemon left that I consider like genuinely B rank viable, and one of those is Nuzleaf because Boom Spam Go Burr. That's all I had to say about Nuzleaf.
See, even though I've got it ranked lower, I have it B minus. I have built relatively a lot of team with Nuzleaf because I looked at the tier and I saw that it's basically for a Dark type, kind of like Modern Gen, where sure there's Steel types that do resistor stabs, yes, but functionally they're manageable.
Mm-hmm.
So functionally, Steel doesn't resist Dark. And you know how crazy Dark goes in the modern gens with our spamming of Dark blows. So I've got teams in the team builders. Choice Band on the Boom Spam, Choice Specs with Dark Pulse, trying to be a budget Hoopa U. Choice Scarf, it's not great. God, I wish it got Sucker Punch. If it got Sucker Punch, it would actually rank it probably B+, but it doesn't. Spreading misinformation on your dock. But yeah, I would put it B minus. I need to run it more. I believe in Nuzleaf. I think it can cook. I think it might end up actually being IU.
Yeah. So then it's your turn now.
My turn. I'll do a really quick one. Skorupi. Skorupi is only used on really stally passive teams because it's basically in all regards worst Ariados. It technically has like 5 more physical
Ariados
balls,
with Fizdef, that's what it is.
It's not even that much physically defensive because Ariados has a better HP stat.
Oh yeah.
And it only but the main thing is that it gets knockoff, which helps in the racking up of passive damage. And it's faster.
Mm-hmm.
Not amazing, but it is faster. That's it. So I put it D.
Damn. I personally have it rated at my C rank. It's has things going for it that I do see is just valuable enough for the C ranking.
Yeah.
Anyway, the last Pokemon that I consider genuinely IU viable is Elekid, because fast electric type exists. Doesn't do a ton of damage, but it does enough for what it needs to do. And its coverage is really good.
It's like the only viable electric type. But
pretty much.
Fills the role of fast electric type, like Zapdos or Raikou, or I'm trying to think of fast electric types. Thunderous in Black and White. It's really just Zapdos, man. It's like really bad Zapdos.
Yeah.
If we're on, I would also put it a B.
All right.
If we are on the topic of electric types, Flaffy, I don't know why Eternum wanted me to add this to the VR. I don't get it. I have built around it. I've built Specs Flaffy with, you'll never believe this, a Dustox to allow it to slowly pivot in. And Yeah, that's technically it's like the strongest electric type, I think. Yeah, by a wide margin. But I ain't putting it anywhere above like C or D, so I'll just say C. I'll just say C.
Yeah. For me personally, I have Flaffy ranked at C. It's has Heal Bell, I guess. That's something. I guess we should just get more mediocre electric types out of the way. Luxio, C, I guess. It exists. I have nothing to say about it. It's such an existent Pokemon.
It has Intimidate and Roar. Yeah, I'm also gonna just put it in C.
Yeah.
It's certainly Mon. Trying to the Pachirisu. If we're going through all the electrics, I have nothing to say. Literally, I don't know what we're doing. It's not like if I may ramble a bit about Black and White IU. Black and White IU, the reason that Pachirisu is viable is because there is quite literally no viable defensive ground types. And there's also Volt Switch in it here.
Mm-hmm.
Both statements are false for this, for DPP IU. So I have no idea why you would run it over anything. I guess it's an electric type U-turn, but also no.
It's
That's
an
like
okay
saying
fast pivot. I think it has more going for it than the other electric, so I'll pity rank it C+.
fair enough. Yeah, did I say C? I don't know. C. There you go.
Anyway, next Pokemon I want to bring up is Meowth. Meowth is faster than Apom, which makes it B- because Apom is actually that broken.
It's the fastest actually usable U-turn user because Yanma is obviously not great at using a choice scarf, and Pachirisu is not real, so it just leaves Meowth as the fastest U-turner. And I've also experimented with other sets, because why not at this point? I used it on a HO team with Bolt Beam, Technician, Shockwave, and Icy Winter. It wasn't really good, but it was fast, and it hit semi-hard, so that's something. As Technician Fake Out. And I see it as, like, joint with Staravia as the, if we ban Apom, as the best replacement for it.
Yeah.
My turn. Still Meowth.
Oh yeah. So Meowth you would put in B-, right?
Yeah. What months do we have left? I'll go Vespiquen, I guess. Vespiquen. I'm a Vespiquen believer. I say believer. I have a B-.
Damn.
Vespiquen. Vespiquen has the great traits of being a slow U-turn pivot, having a really strong stab and attack order, having reliable recovery, being really bulky, and that's where the good stuff ends. The bad stuff ends at Stealth Rock. That's it. That's literally the only thing that's keeping it back.
4 times Stealth Rock weakness makes this damn near unusable in my opinion.
I like it on double slow pivot teams, and I do have a team where I paired it with Croagunk, with Rain Dance, so it could get dry skin healing.
Yeah,
there you go.
I guess my turn. Doduo is Staravia, but a little faster and can't use U-turn. The fact that it can't use U-turn makes it C-.
I hate to break it to you, but it's slower. It's slower than.
Oh my god.
It's a Staravia that is slightly stronger.
It's slower. Okay, yeah, definitely. That only proves my point further, I guess.
It's slower. It's less bulky. It's just the entire package. I put it in D. Val did cook with it, choice scarf, yada yada, but 90% of cases, I would rather use a Staravia. Anyway, my turn? My turn? Yeah, my turn. Who do we have left? Let's just knock this one out. Masquerade has no niche. I don't even think it's only on the VR because I like Masquerade. Technically, it has Intimidate and U-turn. It's got all these great moves, and it's double squad Stealth Rock weak, and doesn't have the bulk of Vespiquen. Sure, it's a lot harder hitting, but just Yeah,
Um,
I want like whatever we call the next tier under TU. I guess TU is
yeah,
TU. We're
TU.
gonna go with TU.
In terms of
I want it to exist so I can just spam Masquerade to my heart's delight in a tier where it might actually work. And not the boring Masquerade. This is turning into a Masquerade run, but I hate the fact that Masquerade post Gen 6 is just Quiver Dance Sticky Web Pokemon. I
mhm.
remember the days. I'm gonna old man this. I remember the days in AU where Masquerade was. I got to compare it to Landorus Therian. I like that Masquerade. That Masquerade was bloody interesting. And yeah. Rant over. You choose them all next.
Mediocre bug type Mothim. Mothim is a mediocre bug type C plus, I guess.
See, yeah. It's the strongest of the bug flyings. And Wigglytuff. I have not seen a Wigglytuff yet. It's got again got a team with it. You won't believe this. Dustox, Slow Pivot, bring in a Specs mod. And I feel like it could cook. I've just not used that team yet. And until I see it, I'm just gonna put it in B minus.
Yeah. Wigglytuff I also put in B minus. It's a pink blob that can go offensive, which is something that Clefairy can't do, so it has something. Anyway, mediocre bug type. Illumise has tinted lens, which is really good. Too bad it's not very good otherwise. C plus.
Yeah, agreed. I put it in C. Yeah, being a Specs user that's Rock's weak is just so bad. Being a U-turner user that's so Rock's weak is so bad in this tier, especially when Apopon exists.
Yeah.
3 months left. I'll talk about the one I hate the most, Lickitung. I do not know why you'd lose Lickitung over Clefairy. Clefairy doesn't take status damage. And you wouldn't even use it for the bigger sized Wish, because Wish heals 50% of the recipient's HP rather than being based off the user's. So you don't even get bigger HP wishes. You don't take well in a Blissey versus Clefable sense. You do take hits better in whatever stat you invest, but ignoring passive damage is so good, and you don't have knocked off, and you just feel like a passive one. Want to know something that's crazy? Offensive Lickitung can't even KO Corsola with a Power Whip. For some reason, it gets Power Whip, but like it didn't even. I left my Corsola against a quad super effective move that's like 120 base power, and it took like half. It's so stupidly bad. I would rate it C.
There we go. Lickitung I'd also rank C. It's bulkier than Clefairy. That gives it something that on like, I don't know, I guess bulky offense maybe. I don't fucking know. Anyway, Bagon's a Dragon Dance user that can't Dragon Dance because the tier is too offensive for it. C minus.
I don't remember what I put Bagon on. D.
And then
the final one, Glameow. Glameow is worse Apom that has Sucker Punch and something else. Fake Out? Yeah, Fake Out. We'll go with Fake Out. And yeah, it's worse. It's one of the Apopom alternatives. I would put it in C.
Yeah. Sorry, I had to relearn my ABCs for the. I put it in.
This is why we have dyslexia.
Alright, so that's the final video. I would do the Patreon plug, but I actually I'm late for some plans right now, so I actually gotta end the
video. This was fun.
I had a lot of fun with this. This is really good. I'll make sure to upload this later today.
For IU.
See ya.